where we're going to, the first day, I mean, whatever you're going to shoot, the what do you call it, the outlay, they plan the job from get-go, from day one till the end. Okay, and then they look at availability of what actors. When are you going to be available? When it's so, sometimes they talk with their major actors or key notable roles, people who are playing the notable roles, and they now work with them. So it is when they are available now, or when they will be available, that they will tell you, okay, fine. Since, for instance, and Uncle Pete Edoche, okay, will be available so time. So they have a way of, like organizing everybody and, making sure that, which dates are kept, adhered to. You understand? If they give you, they will definitely will get dates from actors and all that. So, okay, we're starting on so dates and all that. So it is the PM who takes care of all that. We also have somebody you call the DOP. The director of photography. Back in the state, abroad or somewhere, they say the DOP is like the director of photography is one who handles the entire, who sees or coordinates the entire camera, especially in places where you have more than one or two, more than three camera or two cameras. You understand? The way we shoot here is different from the way they do there. You understand? The DOP in their own case, is somebody who supervises the other ones. We have the camera 1, the camera 2, camera 3, and camera 4. Then the DOP in this instance is the person that takes the different shots, looks at it, and makes sure that the pictures are okay and all that, and the angles are fine before they shoot properly. You understand? And of course, they would advise the director on what to do and when to do, and of course, and the director. Of course, calls the shots though. He calls the shots. So basically, what I'm just trying to say is that the DOP is the Oga of all cameramen. Then the cameramen are the men behind each camera. Camera 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that. We also have all the sound guys. The sound people are also part of it. Then which other one again? The gaffers. The gaffers, the
lights.
The lights. You understand? Gaffers, the best boys, the grip, all of this. All these are all people, and then the costumier. They call them the wardrobe managers. You understand? We call them costumier. Then you have the makeup. Then you have makeup, of course, too. You have the yes, also set designers. That comes under props and sets. We call them props and sets. But in big, large productions where you have, when the money they smell, you understand? Then these jobs are properly arranged. They are properly aligned. That you will see everybody has specific roles to play, and no one steps on the other's role. We all know our duties. So all I'm trying to give you is an overview of everybody who takes charge. We also have good. Thank you very much. Location manager. We also have the screen continuity. We call them screen continuity, but there's not continuity. They call them now script scope supervisors. You guys are up to speed. You know what I'm saying. So let's not waste too much time. What more? Any more hands? Officials in the movie. Yes, these are the camera 1, 2, 3, 4, and all that. Tell me. So all these are, like we have talked about sets and props, okay? What again? And location manager, the welfare, and all that. So these are all you need to.
Yeah. I feel you can teach us the stage management.
Yeah.
Very important.
I can teach you.
The stage management.
No, I am not we have people in that area. You understand? For me, I'm an actor, but because I work with them, I've worked with them over time, I can tell you what they do, but I cannot teach you categorically because it has to, a props person will have to come and tell you exactly how it is done and what determines what they do. You understand? But have it at the back of your mind that you will need these people to achieve a job. You understand? When you get on set and you will ask questions. Where's the set manager? Where's the props and set manager? Where is your makeup? Where is, you look at those things, all those people, and make sure that they are available. If you want to know how serious a set is, or how serious a production is, they should have all these people in charge. You understand? That is how you know that you are in safe hands. You're doing a very serious job. You understand? Not the one where it is the DOP that's lighting up the place. We have them, people who, multitask. But the white man, let me say, you know they like no one like that. They say in Igbo that there is division of labor. Huh? That's the work. Everybody, there's division of labor. No, are you writing Ekere Onre? You understand? So what I'm just trying to say is there is division of labor. You understand? Some of us try to, you see some people who try to produce, and then when you think that these people are not important and you try to, circumvent, you try to, jump or go by the corners. You got to be like Sophia would say, don't go by the corner. If you want to talk to me directly. Stop cutting by the corners. So some people want to cut corners, but sometimes it doesn't always work out well. It doesn't turn out well because it becomes a case of penny wise, pound foolish. You understand? You're trying to save money, but you see that at the end of the day, you might come out with something nasty. Yeah, because of the fact it happened to me. It happened to me. I've been able to produce 1 or 2 jobs, and then, before a production proper starts, it's always very good that you look at the script. Back in the days, we have what we call script conference. Yes, when you sit down, directors sit down, even every actor, just like their house, everyone involved in the film will sit down and they analyze character by character, and your roles will be spelled out to you. We have our tags. We used to wear tags. OJ Productions. In fact, that's how you know them. They don't even talk to you. Nobody talks to you. It's almost like a cabal. They act like. But in my growing up, when I joined, I used to think you see movie people, they act like, how do I? Yes, people in confra or something. They come out, tie that thing, they are something that looks like an ID card or something. Yes, and they are different positions. Producer, director, blah 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 behind them, or their cap, set, wardrobe manager, blah blah. They all wear it on set. Sometimes they print t-shirts. You understand? For jobs like that, back in the days. But we don't do that anymore. We always quick. We're so much in a hurry to do these things. That time, your roles are spelled out, and then your tags. Actor is there. Everyone, if you're on that set, you have your tag on. At least for the crew. Then artists can come in. You're already. Of course, most of us stay in one hotel. It used to be everyone. They lodge everyone in a hotel. Even if you stay in Lagos, you will stay in a hotel. You understand? Because they need you. They can call you at any time. Sometimes they can come and pick you from the hotel at whatever time. Because there are no specific. Once you sign up for a job, you understand? It was a maximum of 14 days back then. I don't know how many days now. You understand? And your everything about you will be tied to that job until that job is completed before you move. So that will also involve how you negotiate your money, because the number of times the number of hours or days you're going to spend will also be a function of how much you're going to be getting and all that. So basically, if I am not to talk too much, I'm just trying to make you people understand that there's division of labor in production, and there are different roles and differences. There are a lot of differences right now, and even like compared before. I mean, to what we had, or used to have before, and all that. But like everything, we're evolving, we're growing. People are doing big jobs. The Netflix guys are working really hard. So the fact that you know, like, because you have G-Wagon does not mean that there are not people. There are people are driving Volkswagen, you know, smaller cars too. You understand? Just that's it. People have big budget, high budget movies, and you have low budget movies. You understand? You can classify movies too according to their, what do you call it, the money tied to them. You understand? Low budget, high budget, and all that. Then you now come down to, okay, this is contemporary, this is epic, this is you know, what do you call that, where you this rich, you know, this rich environment and all these things.
Classic.
No, there's a name there. Glamour. Yeah, when you have glamour and all that. Who watch Glamour Girls? So I'm sorry. Oh, you guys. So a lot of movies have gone down, and you know, like, yes. So a lot of movies have been shot. So it is for you to choose the type of movies or kind of stories you like. You know, the sets where you're going to do that, and then what informs the kind of movies you do. What informs the kind of movies you want to shoot, of course, should be one, access and availability of artists, and then location. You understand? Battle of Musanga. Did you guys hear about Battle of Musanga back in the days? So location. Sometimes you travel very far. I see a lot of people going down to Ogun State, going to all these places to shoot their films, and you know, they will take everybody along. Like I told you, I shot in Delta, Akumazi, for 7 years doing soap opera. We didn't even talk about soap opera and all that. These are, you know, the checkmates of this world and all that. You know, movies that, I mean, in their own, they are sitcoms, not sitcoms per se, but they are films or whatever, programs you watch on TV. Series, yeah. You watch on TV every Monday, every Tuesdays, every Wednesdays, and stuff like that. And comes in with adverts and all that. Popular. You can remind me. Yeah, super like
My siblings and I.
The Johnsons, a lot of them. No, Lagos is overloaded. That was a point. What's that's it. No, that's checkmate. You understand? A lot of soap opera at that time. The idea is to give you variety, because they say variety is the spice of life. You understand? You watch different programs, different varieties. You understand? But all of them, all these things you watch and see, all follow the same rules, the same ethics, the same way, the same standards, the same methodology. It's just that sometimes, of course, what should take 2 weeks can take you 1 month. You understand? It's still the same acting. So that there is no small job. Somebody will not tell you there's a small job I want it. There is no small job, because the way you will act in the small job is the way you act in the big one. You understand? There are no small jobs anywhere. So when somebody says, I just want small job, what I get, then I'll say, bros, there is no small job. You understand? Because there's no way. Okay, is there a way you're going to act? Okay, let's do this one small, and then because then a small work, let's not act well, or you know, let's not be serious. No, the job is a job. As long as you have signed into it, you employ all these tools that we have, you know, enumerated to conquer it and, you know, move forward. So basically, Who knows the meaning of PMGN? There are guilds in the industry. No, Production Managers Guild of Nigeria. DGN. Yeah. AGN. Okay, and there's another one, ANMD. Okay, ANMD. Association of Nigerian Movie Directors. ANMD. The Ant-Man.
Association of Nigerian Movie Producers.
That's it. So you have a lot of them. You need to see, these are people you'll be working with. And people you should belong to be legit. You understand? Apart from the fact that, of course, you're already, first image is your thing. You understand? Everybody starts from somewhere. You understand? And this is where you're percolating. This is why you're coming together to garner a lot of, you like say, intelligence, a lot of resources with which you go out there and, face the world and all that. So basically, you just know these places, know these people, know what their roles are and what their members are. I mean, how they help their members or how they, interact with the actors. But in this, as far as this, whatever is concerned, this we are looking at just from the artist's point of view, actor's point of view, and we have only, the reason we're talking about all these people are because we will get to meet them.
Yes.
You get to meet directors now. You get to work with PM. And they all belong to guilds. They all belong to guilds. And you also belong to a guild. You understand? And these are people, it's in these guilds now that they cook up constitutions, things that would regulate how we interact with each other or one another, as a matter of fact. You get it? So it's these guilds, in our local way, in our local areas, are institutions that determine how we work, and then our rights, and how to that will help us enforce our rights when we're hard done by somebody else or something. You understand? If you hurt an actor and all that, he knows where to run to and ask for help and all that. If anybody tries to bully you or exploit you or take advantage of you and all that because you don't have, there are institutions, there are places, there are offices, there are groups, that are being formed to protect your welfare and of course, and your interest, as a matter of fact. So by and large, outside the fact that we do not have structures, we have been able to come together to institutionalize certain our thing, our mode of operation, as it were, and all that. So that's just what it all entails. You understand? If there are things you need to know, honestly, it's nothing very difficult. It's nothing very difficult. Just know the basics. Don't know that, okay, as an actor, these are people, and then all these institutions, these are people that you work with. You understand? You already know them, and some of them you've worked with them at some point. I'm not. How many? Who directed the show?
The guy from
Las Gidi High School.
Yes.
That's a campus then.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Yeah. Yeah. What's who directed? Well, and what's the title? What's the
Dark Cloud.
Dark?
Larry Smith.
Dark Cloud. Okay. Directed by who?
Larry Smith.
Who Smith?
Larry Smith.
Hilary Smith. Okay. Sit down. So a lot of people. So there are jobs like that. There are many producers, many directors who are doing stuff. Okay. So if you have anything, any questions, let me know. What I am just trying to say, or make you understand is that you have officers in this job, you have what do you call it, workers, technical hands, crew members and actors, you understand, and it is for you to know where you stand with them, what your roles are, and how you can work together to produce a movie. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, what again did all those little things? Does anybody have any question actually about anything? Because right now there isn't something. We have done all there is. I have empowered you with a lot of things you have to internalize. You need to know. You know, that will help you. Yeah.
My question is, why is it that after shooting a movie, for instance, you went for a movie shooting, and then after some time, after wrapping the set,
Yeah.
then you're waiting for that movie to come out. Before you know, the producer tells you that that they will just give you some kind of stories after you must have been expecting that movie to come up. And they will tell you that the camera quality was not okay. They will start telling you different things. In fact, you're just shooting a movie and you're waiting for the next thing they will tell you a story. Why is it like that?
Okay.
After wasting much resources.
Yeah. See, my dear. No. Honestly, they are not fake. Thank you for your question. They are not fake. You see, a lot of people sometimes are very wishful, but they are not pragmatic. Practical. That's why I don't know, for those of you in sciences, we have real situations and ideal situations. Science will tell you this is ideal, but sometimes this is real. Ideally speaking, you have your money. That's why budgeting in movies is very important. The money, I have 10,000 naira. Now, how much would be required to execute this movie? I do all the pros and cons, all the checks and balances and everything, and it comes down to 9,500. Remember, there are other miscellaneous, there are beautiful, a lot other underlinings you may not see. On a few go shoot for person house, something break. On a still go do motors spoil. A lot of things can happen in between. So sometimes you should have residual funds that you can fall back to solve your problem. And you know, movie is once you start, the money you keep spending until you end. So the thing is, please, in deciding what type of movie you would like to produce, let it be a function of funds, availability of funds, and make sure that the amount that you have is in excess of the budget. Much as we crave for prudency, you know, you have to be prudent in your spendings, but there's some unavoidable circumstances that are unavoidable that may come up. Sometimes you may come on the set and rain.
Now they don't go.
Yeah, but I tell you, and they don't go. But when you were doing your budget and they told you it's 9,500 and you had 10,000, you were jumping. That's how I don't do and finish now. But by the time you are nature no talk. You understand? You will put one or two together. That's why sometimes when they ask you how much will I need to do a job, you look at, sir, please, whoever it is that is talking to you, tell the person, sir, let's see the script. By the time you see the script and then you have your budget as to how many artists are involved, the materials you will need, the props and sets, the camera and everything, you have made a wholesome, calculation as well. of all that will be needed to execute, to bring that script to life, boy, I think a percentage, 20-30% of the total budget should be kept aside. And remember, in productions we have three. We have pre-production, production proper, and what? Post-production. So all these are capital intensive. Production proper is on set. People are going to buy costumes. People are going to do this. They are going to build sets depending on the story. You understand? So know it and know peace that there are three: pre-production proper and post-production. And of course too, there's another thing. And in one area, okay, people get away with it, but people do adverts, commercials too. Yeah, so that you can sell people. The amount of money you spend sometimes, what do they call it? Advertising your movies. Sometimes they come with heavy funds too, because it is what would push your market. What you're looking for is the maximum outreach for your movie. You understand? So right now you can become a consultant for anybody by the time we're done with this, because once you just tell yourself, you know that you remind them, you know, there is a production, and then there is the post-production, the editing and the rest of them. That back in the days when we used to have CDs and DVDs and stuff like that, they will have to, you know, make them and then send. Okay, as your tech man, you have to burn them. You understand? And then send, you know, marketing, distribute and all that. All these things involve cash. So one of the reasons that may have happened is under budgeting. You understand? That movie probably needed $1 million, but they had 500,000. And we go do them. You say that, never say never. We go do them, and then you find out that even when you manage, you squeeze the actors, you owe people, you know, people go hungry on set and everything, and you manage to, you know, couple what you think is rushes or tapes, or you know, something that would enable you, that you have produced the film. Then when you get into the studio, you need a sound engineer, you need an editor, you need a whole lot of stuff. By the time you do not have the funds, residual funds, I call them, to see it to the letter, you go hook. And that's why most of these films from Port Harcourt and the rest of them, before it used to be just Lagos and Enugu. You know, in Lagos, Enugu. Right now, the film has been decentralized. You can shoot a movie even in your father's compound, as long as you have your resources. By the time, it used to be in specific places. Lagos, Enugu. Sometimes, okay, fine, they want to play around. Jos really, because that's where you have the our film institutes, most of our film NTAs and stuff like that. Most of these directors who started early productions, after living in bondage and the rest of them, most of them came from NTAs. You understand? They used their expertise and people began to learn, and to what you have today. So we have younger ones now who are smart, brighter, and cameras are, of course, digital cameras, a lot of them. You understand? And the reasons why certain things, why you ought to know some of these things are, there was a situation where the DOP, one of our DOPs, I won't mention names actually now, but because he was from the old school, used to all those heavy cameras and all that. And then it was time to handle these mini ones, the lights ones and everything, and then he went and pressed PEM and then deleted. You see, I deleted. So they had to begin to beg artists to come back. And please, one more thing I want to tell you. Please, do not compromise standards. Do not compromise what? Do not manage. If it's not Panadol, it is not the same thing as. Let's just use that. We're using that cliche. I'm not making an advert for drugs, and this is not it. No, or for medicine. No. I'm just saying if it is not it. Well, sometimes you get what do you call it? Hard drive. Have you heard how hard drives have cost a lot of you spend millions, and that hard drive of how much thousand is hard drive? Sometimes, okay, now we have even 2 terabytes, and a lot of them now we begin to have. Then people, you just pick, let's manage this one. Manage it, and it has sent a lot of people back to the village. So in everything you do not manage. I am saying this because you might find yourself in production. You will be director. These are things you should know. No managing. If we have the money, let's work. If we don't have it, let's wait. The money will come. Then you should. Don't be desperate. Good planning. And know pre-production and post-production. So don't just look at say, okay, fine, this is what I would need to do this job now, and you finish the job. What happens to editing? What happens to sound, music? What happens to commercials and subtitling and everything? So these are things you should look at extensively. By the time you take a look, a comprehensive look, as a matter of fact, by the time you take a comprehensive look at the cost implications of shooting that movie, now you'll be better placed to advise your prospective EP to either go ahead or stand out or stand back. You know why? Because you're coming from an informed level. That makes it, this will make you different from any other person, actor out there. So it's not about standing in front of the camera. You also know the intricacies involved in actually making this film. Okay?
That's right.
Don't manage. This hard drive has caused a lot of pain. It has sent people home.
It's the 8th edition.
Change, things can happen. Inform whoever it is ahead. Look, please, A and Y happen, or A to Z happen. I can't be there on so day. And I never hear about people wait on the airport for airport road for 4 days. Where are you? I'm at the airport. I'm on the road. I'm coming now. See me. 4 days in the airport. Don't do it. Don't do it, because if they do it to you, you will not like it. There is an actor here. One of these actors. I don't want to name names. But if you pay him, and that time he was, he takes money for one day shoot. He will come, blah 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 blah, and then and he comes to shoot and rain fall. You're done.
You're done.
I swear.
You're done. He's done.
We'll pay for the next day.
He's done. There's nothing you will. In fact, I've been on the set with this actor, and I even begged him. I say, sir, this is weather. Nobody controls weather. You understand? So people, like, that's why I keep saying they know they do group. Now so you like him, what works for you? You understand? One day, and that you pay him for that day, and he comes over, because one thing he will hold as an alibi is that he will come early. 8 o'clock he will stand, come and sit. Sometimes he will engage people in a gist. If you don't stop him, that gist will go from 8 o'clock in the morning till 12. People know who I'm talking about. I don't want to name names. So unless you stop him, I said, sir, we need to do this. Remember, you're going by 12 o'clock, you're going by 6. And he said, oh, you people are serious now? Let's go. And then also a situation where he doesn't know, this person now doesn't know, has not seen you before, has not worked with you, and he wants to know what guild you belong to. You're NMD, blah, 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 blah. You're not there, and you see, a lot of people take our jobs like we're not serious. You understand? But we have to begin to, show them that, look, we have all it takes. We belong to respectable guilds, and then, you understand, we are members of guilds that look after our interests and all that. So people ask questions. So that where I've not met you before. Are you a director? He says yes, I'm a director. Which DGN, ANN? Because now you have it used to be just DGN back in the day, but now we have ANN, this and other. You see, the Nigerian Constitution gives you a right of association, but let it be legit. Let it be properly documented. Let it be known that by CAC and all relevant bodies. You understand? You get it? So basically, what I'm saying is, in all that you do not manage. Make sure you do what you call proper planning. Have residual funds if you have to. And then, as an actor, that thing that if you do to others, they won't like it, don't do to them. I mean, if they do to you, you will not like it, don't do it to your producers, because one thing I've always said is, if I had my way, I will give actors money to produce. Because there are some actors that come, they start with, you tell them to be on set and they don't come until 12, 11, 1, and they're leaving by 5. You understand? You don't put in the work, and then but you get the chunk of the money. I don't blame them, because sometimes these are the people the producers want. People only give them headache. You understand? A lot of some people don't even respect. No, but this is not all. I'm not trying to paint everybody with the same kind of brush. No. But what I'm just saying is, in all that you're going to do, be prompt. We've said all this. I find myself repeating myself. Keep to time, discipline, flexibility, versatility. Yes, that is when it comes to budgeting and all that. Yes, you have nobody to account for. In this, what we're just saying is, all these are the traits and characteristics you need to employ to have a smooth sail. It's not, nobody said it won't all be rosy. But by the time you are being inundated with this different basketballs that we're throwing at you, nothing will come as but a surprise. You understand? You go chest down. You're producing a job and something happens, or something spoils, or light blows up and all that. You go shout, hey! But you've made arrangements for it because you did your what? Due diligence. You planned very well. So you wouldn't have been in this situation where, knowing quite well that before you start anything you must plan, and then you have planned well. Yes, you plan, because when you say when you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. You're planning to fail. So the major thing is plan. Wherever you may find yourself, it could be you, it could be your friend, all these ideas, all these opinions you are getting are things that will help you help other people, if not yourself. You find yourself in a position where you can give them, this is my own little idea, or this is what's in the talk, I don't know how you see it, but please bros, if now 1 naira be the theme, make sure you get 3 naira review. You understand? But if now Samsung what do you call it, hard drive we dey buy before, let us go and buy something more original and strong that will save. Because if you understand, they ask you how much these things cost compared to the total amount of money you have spent in the movie, you understand that those things are very minute, but they can destroy the entire thing. They can make a mess of your investment, your millions, because you kept it in a very managed with a kind of drive. So quality, in all of this, quality should be your watchword, and quality control. Quality and quality control. Accountability too, because that person go give you the money, and then you have to account as to how much how you have spent it. You understand? There has to be, because that's where you get the budget now. It's from the budget. Am I correct?
Yes,
It's from the budget. You would have made your estimates and everything and tailored it down to the actual amount of money you have paid and less, and then you're running expenses vis-a-vis other extraneous factors waiting for you somewhere until you come out with your master. Then you're good to go. Even coming out with your master is not the even end, because you are back in the days. You still have to push. You have to dub and then push out. You understand? So with all this, I know that we now have a broader mindset as to how to achieve movie productions. Am I correct now?
Yes, sir.
Let's have you, yeah. What's the name?
So, Akudogo Chukwu.
Akudo.
Yes, sir. My question is, how can a writer preserve her or his brainchild? Because I used to do PA for
Brainchild or copyright?
your main story.
Your
copyright.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word. So I used to do PA for Uncle Ikem. He was an actor and also a writer, and I realized that
Chile.
yes,
He's in the States.
yes.
We worked a lot together.
Okay. So I did PA for him for a few years.
Okay.
Yeah, the last job we did was nominated for New York Film Festival. You know that came out. So I realized that most of the scripts he wrote and I followed under his mentorship. When they came out, they were diluted. The storylines wasn't really. I was like, boss.
Well, whose story was it?
It came story.
And then who produced, who directed?
I don't know who directed it.
As he sold it to someone.
Yes.
And it's not your business.
Okay.
They have bought your. If they like, let them throw it inside. You can enjoy it. It's not. They have bought it off you. That's why copyright. You have transferred the copyright now to the other person, because that's what the person paid for to get the script. So whatever you make of the story, so be it. Yes, I know you're going to see. How do I say these things? I feel like saying a lot of things at the same time, honestly, because this gist many. There have been times you bring stories, because that people see us. Hey, I have a story. Hey, you will like this story and all that, and people fall into wrong hands. In the sense that you bring up the story. I mean, you have a story and you think it's never been done before, no concept like this before. You're the first of its kind. The best thing after sliced bread. Then you give somebody to the devil and say, let me see the scripts. So let's read it now. No. My brothers, my sisters, please use distracting me. My brothers, my sisters, please don't give anybody your story. Synopsis. Or you won't know why they write synopsis. A short story, a short summary of everything in that script is what you send. You understand? Even if they have the idea, they wouldn't have outlined it the way you have already done. You get it? Now save yourself from somebody stealing your copyrights. Synopsis, just synopsis. Story way sweet. Now from beginning, now there you go see. You understand? If you like my synopsis, then it's a done deal. You're buying the script. Anything that makes me hand over that, script that has been written, blue, our normal blue, this thing, to you, I sold it to you. So don't, by all means, say you they look for money, hunger don't kill you, finish. No. Synopsis. This is a synopsis, a short summary of what you have done, which it will help you, it will protect you. Because even if you take my idea, yes, but you are not going to write it the way I have written it. It's going to be particular to you. And then because you are the originator of the story, because you are the original, you birthed the story. You call it, there's a name, your great child. You birthed the story. You see, it will flow when you're telling it than somebody who has copied it, because some of these stories too come out of experiences that you have had. You understand? Or stories that have been told to you by grandpa, grandma, or neighbor. Or face my face, you all know all these kind of stories that just comes up, and it now gives you a mind, a broader perspective to put something down, and you finally do, and somebody will come guide you, collect your it's painful. It's painful. So in order to guide your property or your copyright, it's always advisable that you have a backup synopsis with every script you write. If somebody is interested in it and want to see the original script, then it's no business. Okay? Then the person is not ready. They want to steal and run away. It takes a whole lot to sit down and put these things together. By the time you plot and characterize and all those things, it takes time. It takes energy. It takes effort. Discipline too, to put these things down. Then you do that and then somebody steals it from you. That's one of the things, those are one of the things we are facing in the industry. That time you produce a movie and before you know it, Alaba is printing, you print and you have fake copies of these things. Piracy. How do we survive? If you in the States, abroad, piracy, you know what piracy is all about now. They will lock you like not paying your tax. Once they catch you, jail straight. Because it's somebody's copyright, it's somebody's property, intellectual property you're stealing, even in books. So that's know it now that whenever you have a script and all that, advise anybody who is a script writer that you know and that you want to buy from, let me see your synopsis. Then if you like the story and you buy it from him, it's up to you now to either expand it, edit it to your taste. Now, there are certain stories that would have initially was written for like contemporary village stuff and all that, but you might decide to turn it to epic. You might want to go epic with it. It may hit you like, yeah, it hit you like this would be good for epic. You understand? And you move it, you change. What you change now is just the location. The characters may still be the same. And when you do it, see, there's something that comes with achieving what you desire. There's a kind of will I say joy? Yes, an internal, a kind of joy that comes with it, like you've been able to achieve this thing by all means. So my brothers and sisters, in all that you do, plan. Avoid, please, quality should be your watchword. Quality, don't manage. 3, please make sure that what have I even been saying? Make sure that, yes, that's under quality. The things you use, the equipment you use are top notch. If you don't know about cameras and you want to buy a camera, call a DO. Ask, go online. Now you have a lot of things that are available to you. Go online, research what's the best. Some of these cameras we're using here are not what they're using out there, but there's a reason why some of us are using these ones we're using now, because one access maybe parts, lenses and all that, and then access to them. You get it? So just look at it. If you know all this, brother, there's no way you can fail. If you know all this I've said, well, it's not something you are going to be writing down and everything. No, but this is, if you listen to me and then you have really listened well, you know that this will be at the back, your residual, the recesses, the deepest recesses of your heart, that you will always remember. It will come to you. Script, I beg, leave them. If you don't get synopsis, or if you don't want to read my synopsis, don't forget them, because they don't tell you. You don't argue with anybody. Okay? Yeah. What's your name again?
Okay, my name is Maxwell.
Yeah.
You talk about ability to be real. I don't know whether do you remember the story of Neka, the creative serpent?
Yes.
And
no, I didn't say you should turn to serpent.
Okay, sorry, sir. So I just want to know the spiritual implication if we are called to act as spiritual, circle.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a side effect?
Okay.
Even the issue
I see where you're coming from.
Even the issue
I see where you're coming from. I don't want to see I wouldn't want a situation where I want to call names, but there have been stories. I wish I could. You guys can only get the points better if I call names, because you would remember. But I'm afraid I don't want to, because this is online. This is the world is watching. So you have to be mindful of what you say. But the truth be told, some of these things we do have spiritual undertones. Okay? They do. Pray. You see, you're working to earn a living. Nature will not be mad at you for doing that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you guys remember, or you guys have heard how film people, they enter even shrine. You don't go know. In fact, sometimes we do the shrine on the shrine, an existing shrine.
Yes, I experienced it.
See, you know, our people say, who no get wetin he carry, no get wetin to where he go break. You were coming there with an open mind to come and eke out a living for yourself. You didn't just wake up in the morning, put your clothes on to go and trample on the shrine. No, you did not. You're trying, so you will make mistakes here and there. So, but by and large, it has spiritual undertones. But you pray. If you're a Muslim, pray. You're a Christian, pray. God no quarrel with anybody. Cover yourself and then move and do your thing. You understand? It has. There's a lady who was at one of how do I drive home this message without calling names? But what, because it's almost like I'm still explaining, but if I call names and you think back, you remember that some of them are even not there anymore.
Yes, sir.
Or some of them have complained that this job, these roles that I have done, has cheated my whatever. A lot of them. One that used to play water goddess and something. That's in Enugu. She stopped playing it. Said they were stopping her and all that. When we did Egg of Life, I was not in Egg of Life, but we heard the stories that people were running. I don't want to talk. I know, because there's no way I can say these things without calling people's names. I wish there was no camera. I go call names. You want me to, are you sure? No. It will be nice. But see, that's the only way I feel you people can understand, because you can relate. When I call these names, you say, okay, yes, they saw these things. They went through them and then they didn't like it. Some of them left the industry. Some, as it were, said became born again and all that. But you see, wow, these things, what would they do? Sometimes so don't you have you not gone to shoot at the beach at night? Sometimes we go to the beach. I've gone to Eket to shoot at that ocean. Now God they save. He's the only one that keeps us. I'm telling you, the kind of things we do just to make it real. Well, you heard about making it real, and people break their leg. I know it's people job. Let's make it real. That's why I said you need, like, if a stunt person. Somebody was saying that you need a stunt director, for instance, to take a choreographer, somebody who would, organize your stunts. If it's dancing, if it's a stunt director, if it's a body double, somebody would wear your cloth, and if you can't drive the car, somebody will get into it, wear that same cloth and drive the car and save you story. You understand? And save you the stress or problem. You understand? So, but in this perspective, in this we're talking about spirituality and all that. People, if you walk with Ernest to be, he's walking. I'm not saying if you walk with him,
yes,
you know that he's one person who understands nature and nature understands him. He speaks to nature. Yes, he speaks to nature. Nature, there's nothing diabolical about him. It's just he speaks to nature. He works with nature, and nature answers. You understand? Some people are gifted naturally. You get my drift, and that is why it's always good to know where your bread is best buttered. Angle where your areas of strength. That's you can achieve. Exploit your areas of strength. If you grew up with a mother that tells you all those folktale stories and all that, it's only natural that all those kind of stories are things you will be writing, will inform the way you write. Are we safe?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sorry,
I lost you guys. You get my drift. So, sometimes what you become is a function of what you have experienced growing up. Okay? The writer you have become, or the musician or whatever, is a function of environment. Yeah?
Sir, is it possible for a director not to understand the script?
Is it possible for
a director want to understand the script.
Is it possible for a teacher to fail an exam?
So the reason why I asked, because there was a movie we went to Abia State.
Yeah.
So we ended up staying there for 1 month. Everything was ready. Camera were about 3 cameras. Welfare was not the problem. The director was paid. But he kept delaying. In fact, the script, he kept looking at that script. He's a well-known director, sir.
Yes, you see,
Well,
the director, see. Why is it that, will I use police as an analogy in this case? There are some when you read, there are some officers they call to go and face, to go and face, let's say robbers or something. Yeah, like when it's serious, there are some people they send special squad kind of. You understand? When it's they are kind of roles, or they are back in the days. One director used to know that breaks. People write people they write script like that would sound like all those Shakespeare all those the concubine, as big as some of these things are. You understand? Very complex script. There's one director I know, whenever it's really that complex, is the one they call. See, listen, he didn't, I'm sure too, it's over time. He also got, like, as he was growing in the business, he began to, like, it was not clearer. No matter the script you give him, he will follow the rules, because these things have rules. You understand? Storytelling, script writing we have their formats. You understand? So the only thing is empower yourselves to know what's raining, what's trendy. How can I break these things down to relate so that people, because some people ask you, can my mother in the village, my grandmother in the village understand the story? So they break it down in a way that everybody, anyone who watches the movie would understand it. But you will break it down to languages that people can relate with. Scenes, achievable scenes. Because some people write Jesus, if you see people they write, and he flew from Marina and landed in Oshodi. Guy, now this Nigeria good one. You ask the person sometimes, because in writing, come on now, a lot of people write shege banza, exaggeration and all that. So, but there are some people too, because of their level of their intellectual, whatever, they come out scripts there. So there are people who they also bring to break down the scripts to the levels you understand. You understand? So when you have whatever like that, scripts like that, there are people, they have strong hands. I'm not saying they are good directors who can break it down and do. So I am in this situation you have just said now. Directors can make mistakes or may not even know the job, or some press phones. You're on set. It's an action. Cut. Stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, nobody, like I've said it here before, nobody is beyond, nobody knows it all. But the thing is, by consistently putting yourself at work and consistently exposing yourself to various formats, various people, meet directors, you'll be imbibing. The reason I'm standing here today is because I've worked with a lot of them. I didn't work. It wasn't because I was maybe Navid to be the best actor. No, it was just because I was always putting the work. And where I got truncated, where I got where I truncated myself, or actually I split, was when I left. So that's why I keep harping on the word consistency. Once you keep doing it, once you are always available, forget it. It's just a matter of time. That director we call strong director, you too will become that kind of a director if you are always putting the work, doing your researches. You understand? Know the story. Know the story, and then do your research. And then sometimes directors don't read scripts. They don't even know the story. They rely on our continuity. What do you guys call that guy? The secretary, because it's like the secretary of this thing. Before now, they now get up to it, and I didn't name any name. I didn't call anybody. But you guys go on set. You will meet them, and when you meet such people, please don't rub it on their faces. Respect them. They are already authorities by themselves. Because tomorrow too, you may become a director. You understand? What goes around? Yeah.
Actually, one last question.
Listen.
Are you at home now? Okay, let him.
Sir, we did a job, and actually I was the one that wrote that script, though I wasn't the producer.
This is not about you. I want us to ask the question.
I know today the director could not bring the movie we shot.
Okay, so what's the
He
question?
ran away with it.
So what's the
I don't
question?
know, why is it that we must trust these people? This kind of director.
I see. I have taught you how. Hello. One house, please. I have taught you the ideals. I have taught you what it takes to start a production. I have taught you how to identify good directors and all that. Listen. I've taught you all these things. I've given you the empowerment. I've told you to the best of my ability the things you need. I mean, how you know when you are in the safe hands. When you're in safe hands. I have taught you all these things. How you know. Please. If you are, the fact that, unless it's your job, you have nothing to, if it's not, why do you worry? See, if that one does not do well, don't worry, move on. There are many more jobs. You understand? There are many more jobs, and you will get roles. You will work with other directors whose film will come out, and then they will see you, and you become the star. So don't the verse say film no come out. Not be your fault.
The reason why I'm
No, please. So well done. I'm almost done. So after this now,
the question I want to ask is
the last question now.
The question I want to ask is a question that I think everyone here will benefit from.
Okay.
Because one person asked me a question which I had to reply in my own way. So I believe that you can actually throw more light on that.
Okay.
So this person was.
Remember, I'm not a director.
Not that.
Okay, go ahead.
So according to my gay friend here.
Go ahead.
So he actually said preparation meets opportunity. So in a situation, because I have experienced that like up to like 3 to 4 times where I'm being called in a location like right now, the script that I don't have before, and I had to go through the lines where I have even almost 15 to 20 scenes I have. So that person's question was, how do I get to dilute those lines immediately?
I thought I've answered that question. What did we say about memory tips?
Maybe you can throw more light, because this person was intense about this question.
That means you guys have not been listening.
I listen, I'm okay with that. But I think
so. But see, what did I say? I told you people that the meat that has fat will prove it by the test of fire. So you say you're a good actor. Yes. How do you prove to them? I am not saying it is right. It's not. See, they should give you time to rehearse. That's why we say rehearse. You understand? But when push comes to shove, you will show them that you are ready. You are ready. That's just it. And the only way you can be ready is each time you practice. Each time you're watching movies and all that. So let these words be somebody who can speak well, who can see. No, you don't have to be high sounding. Metula like no. Simple English. So the way you understand it is the way you are going to push it out.
Yes, sir.
Obeying people's cue, knowing where they end and where you pick from. That's why I said listen. When you see the beginning of his line, you see the beginning of his own line and the end, then you pick. So when you find yourself like that, they call you on set and then it's not my market. They will give you time to rehearse. And then if it's too much, I see you people want us to come and to give you expo, as in say this is how it's done. No, there is no particular way it is done. The only thing is you break it down to your level of understanding, the way you understand it, and let director correct your English here and there. You understand? But most ideally, then they'll give you that script, make you go read, because nobody you write them. Even if you write them, say you will need time to go through it so that you can get your cues and then act. So you get what I'm saying? Yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Addition secrets that you could
Don't worry. Yeah, tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so Atama guys.
Atama! Tobacco! Casarina!
Yay! Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's been fun. At least I love this. This was more interactive. Guys, bring more of your questions to us.
Okay.
All right,
Jesus
Everybody ask questions. How many hours? I don't be producer now, but if you give my role, give me my role now. Follow up now. Please.
You know, it's your
Now, when he mentioned them, does the casting of actors?
You come and say
basically the so I figure maybe an associate producer, for the major producer. It's not his job.
But you could suggest.
I'm making an opportunity to really get to know.
As a previous one, bring this one.
Face one of these lines.
It's wrong.
People go
you know the jockey master? Butterfly master. This is butterfly master. Come here. Come here. Come here.
I know me just me your feet.
Come on.
Some people go they ginger you. Some don't go even allow you to bring that for the best. Don't wait. Don't wait now.
10 minutes time.
You sound like play to everybody. But if they say you don't want to experience something.
Don't be play.
Go shock you one day. Every time you get time to prepare.
Okay, now yourself. See if one shock now yourself you go shock for this life. You don't get we one shock.
But I'll stay each and every one of you. If you want to shock, you don't need to prove anything to me.
No matter how urgent the shooting is, they'll give you time. That time is so
I like you want shock.
because there is fast time. Some keywords.